What's going on, everybody? Dogman Dan here. Okay, topic of discussion: the new endgame and Octavia. So we all know, long and behold, Fashion Frame's been the end game. Now with update 20, granted, there's still a whole ton of problems going on out there. People are showing it everywhere. Okay. Moving from that though, we have new endgame, if you will. Okay. But there's a problem with this as well. So let me discuss both sides. So, we've got Fashion Frame, of course. You know, we've got the new Captura mode, which I do really enjoy. There's a lot to it. There's some improvements that can be made to the Captura mode, okay? But I think for a first iteration of it, the way they've done it, really good. Of course, you can use Syndicate Stand-in to go buy extra scenes from every single Syndicate, from Cephalon Samaras. All that stuff is out there, so you can get more scenes to play around with, and so forth and so on. You know, dropping in enemies, doing a ton of different things. So it's really going to enhance what would be considered the new portion of Endgame, and that's what we want to talk about. So, Captura mode is going to help in terms of content creation and creating, you know, animated scenes, if you will, making some pretty awesome stuff. As you've seen in the past couple of Mandachord videos that I've done, I've started to use it. It's going to take a little bit of time. You've got that. You've got the remote observer that you can still use, turning off the HUD and just general gameplay as well. There's a lot of different ways that we can work now to create a really good custom looking videos that are going to take a little bit of time, you know, if you enhance music with them and do all that stuff. But those are some things that are pretty cool that I will probably get into more as I change focus a bit on the game in general, and that's for another video. But the other portion of this is the Mandachord, okay, the Octavia that came out. This is true endgame, and it's funny because it's not really game, right? It's time and challenge for you to sit in the Mandachord menu and design a song, or take another song that exists and try to recreate it within the Mandachord, within the 4 bars that are given to you at the beats per minute and everything else that you've got set up. And while not everything can be created, that's obvious, it is something pretty cool. It is something that's definitely different. It offers a variety, a little break, but it keeps people into the game. Excuse me, I'm just taking my glasses out of the case, you know, old man thing. So it keeps people playing the game per se, or keeps them involved in the game. That's a good thing. It's a different level. It's not straight up, you know, ninja, if you will. It's not straight up endgame content. It's no additional content per se, but it allows you to be challenged and as you've probably seen already on YouTube, it's been spammed with a ton of different things, and there's plenty of different versions of the same stuff out there. Like, I made a couple of songs already, and I had taken a look at other people making the same songs, and I didn't like the way that they did some of them, and I tried to make them a little bit more accurate than what they've done, or back and forth. You know, it's a challenge for yourself, and really I wanted to get the best that I could, and I'll probably do a couple more, but they take a lot of time to put together for me. So, but I'll probably do a couple more at some point, just randomly, kind of like all the Captura things. That's going to allow me to do my music videos like I used to do. So that gives me something else to do at this level of where I'm at as a veteran player, right? Because quite frankly, logging in every day just to level up new weapons is just boring. It's the same old thing for 4 years. Oh, look, it's a new week. Here's a new weapon for you to go level up. But there's generally not that much extra content. And even with the release of Octavia, okay, and the rework of Limbo and all this other stuff they've done, there's no real new maps to work with. There's nothing real new generated content except for the Mandachord. So that is where veteran players will spend a lot of time. And, you know, it's a relaxing thing, okay? Obviously, Fashion Frame, of course, especially with the Captura mode, you want to get the things looking as best as you can, lighting and all that stuff. But here's one of the other problems that exist. So for me, I'm going to level up Octavia, and that's it. I'm done with her. I'll play with the Mandachord, but in terms of the game itself, I will not use Octavia. And I would assume at some point, you would probably end up with the majority of content creators not using Octavia. Here's where the problem lies with Octavia. The way they've done the music is incorporated into the game music. So, you have to turn the game music all the way up, and now you've got the background Warframe music, and when you go to use Octavia's stuff, then it dims the Warframe music and brings up the Octavia music. No big deal, if you will. However, having been on YouTube for 7 years, having dealt with copyright issues many, many times, I can tell you that at some point, the investor that DE has is going to turn around and say, hey, let's give YouTube our OST of this game to put in their algorithm. And the moment they do that, every single video out there from every content creator that put the music on in the background is now taken away from them and remonetized through this investor, if you will. This investor suddenly owns every part of it, okay? And the problem that exists there is, one, there's going to be no way for you to fight it all, even though it is technically your creation, and the way that DE has given us the flexibility over the years has been fine, but we cannot control the audio. Which is why in every game ever that I play, that I put online, I turn the background music off. I'm not particularly fond of the Warframe background music either, so I've always had it off. So my problem is I can't play with Octavia because I can't hear what I'm actually doing, except for when I'm in the Mandachord playing around. And the reason I'm not going to do a lot of Mandachord stuff is because at some point, it's probably a reality that YouTube's going to pick up on that as well and say, uh-oh, nope, even though they're recreations, you're still going to have to, deal with copyright claims and all this false stuff that goes along with it. So there's a big, big problem, content creation-wise. I have to think that at some point, what if this investor decides to go and pull that copyright out and give this stuff and say, we want all these things that have background music, it's our copyright. They can do it. And then you have, like I said, you can't fight it. Lord knows channels, almost every channel out there, would instantly probably be taken down. I mean, it's not even a chance to fight it. You'd instantly be taken down because with thousands of videos out there, that would be the end of anything. And it's potential. It could happen. Will it happen? Probably not. But could it happen? Yes. So that's something that has to be thought of, which is why I don't play Ghost Recon Wildlands, because of that audio issue that I had. Many games that I don't post on YouTube, because I want to play the game and I like all the background music and all this stuff, so I'm going to not post it when I'm playing it with the background music. When I'm done doing a playthrough and then I want to create a video on it, I'm going to turn the background music off before I create videos on it. So that's a problem for me. I don't know if anyone else has thought of that. I don't, So Endgame now exists as the Mandachord and Fashion Frame, because we essentially did not get new content. We just got more weapons and a new frame, and a rework of another frame. And at 4 years in, we really have to start thinking about actual content. We have to think about new maps, new game modes. These are the things that are going to keep your player base coming back. And it's not just veterans. You're going to have people burned out from the way the game currently is. It's not all about cinematic quests all the time. There has to be other things that you can put in to expand the universe that is Warframe, if you will. That is where this game needs to go, or this game will go down no matter what you do. It is still a sinking ship. Update 20 came off horribly in terms of release. 3 hotfixes in, there's still tons of shit broken, and tons more stuff that shouldn't have been put into the release, knowingly broken before they released it, is in there now, and we have to deal with it. And that's basically what we've been told. We have to deal with it because they're going to go ahead and do it anyway. So that's another video, by the way. Anyway, okay, so that's it. I just wanted to have a discussion about that, a little random gameplay in the background. Stay tuned. I've got more topics and that's what we're going to be focusing on, new topics, of course, as I've always done, really. We got new topics to talk about, and I've got a laundry list of them to get through in terms of Warframe, but, of course, I've got everything else as well. So we'll be posting a couple more this week, a couple other things, just, comments below anytime. Yeah. And apologies to everybody if I haven't been responding to anyone's comments over the weekend, or if I've been delayed, because I've not been getting the emails from YouTube. They screwed something up there as well. Alright, I'll talk to you guys soon. Thanks for tuning in.